الله وبركاته. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده أما بعد. So thanks a lot for joining the session today. So inshallah ta'ala, we would have some updates about the previous projects and also for the new one. And inshallah ta'ala, we would have some updates. And after that, you can ask any questions. Let's just hand over to Hafiz. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair. Okay, so if brothers who have attended the previous meeting, we've had a full kind of overview of how we started off with the Al-Fadl project under the leadership and guidance of Maulana Dr. Salim Saab and Mufti Ibrahim Barodwi Saab. So, Dawan Barakatuhum. And how this whole project is structured. So I'll briefly just go through that. There's a previous presentation with a detailed recording about it. So we can go through that if brothers would like to kind of go through that. That's already shared in the groups. So in terms of how we've structured Al-Fadl, so Al-Fadl is essentially a community support project with obviously kind of a business venture side of things as well. But the main essence is the support for the community, support for the brothers who would like to purchase their own house but not are financially there yet and would like to avoid all the riba-based transaction and going to the banks. So how we've structured the project is that if somebody has got at least 25% of the expected purchase price of the property, then we can take them on board. There's certain other conditions as well that it needs to be their primary house. They do not own another house in the community. So this their first house, their first time buyer, or they're moving from a smaller to the bigger house, but still remains this only house they're selling off the other one. They have at least 25% available to invest. Then jointly the Al-Fadl as a project, as a group, they contribute to the remainder of the percentage. It could be 25%, 75 in the minimum, or and could be any other amount over 25% for the main shareholder. Essentially, both parties, the main shareholder with Al-Fadl, they contribute and they purchase the property, and the main shareholder who's got 25% or anything more than that, they then pay for the, as per the market rental of the property, they pay whatever is the market rent. Let me just mute. So this is essentially, so if they own 25%, then we do some survey, some market evaluation of the property based on the rental as well as the capital. And then the person living in the property, they pay for the percentage which Al-Fadl owns. So for example, if 1,000 is the monthly rental, then they will pay 750 per month to Al-Fadl because they own 75% of the property. And this rental and the market value gets reviewed every 2 years. We've got quite easy exit policy. If somebody, obviously we only intake, it's a very close-knitted community, so we only intake people as shareholders who Maulana Dr. Salim Saab knows personally or we've got dealing with. So it's all kind of part of the close community. And in terms of if somebody wants the amount back, due to emergency or any other reason, then they can give us a month or 2 months notice, and then they can get their money back. We've had quite a few such instances in the last 3-4 years where people have wanted their amount back for any reason, and that has been taken on board as per those. So this is kind of just a general highlight and obvious highlights. We've covered this before as well, but just kind of to give briefly describe the structure. The main aim of today's presentation was to go through the updates for, we introduced Al-Fadl 3 and Al-Fadl 4, 2 projects in our meeting last month. I think it was around 8th or 9th of August, we had the last meeting. And so this meeting essentially, and we requested for the funding and the shareholders for that particular property, two projects. And the main objective is to go through the updates for those 2 projects, as well as initiation of Al-Fadl 5, inshallah. So Al Fazl 3 was a property in, it's based in London on Eastern Avenue. We've agreed on the, I've got this figure wrong, just let me correct it while I'm there. Just give me one moment. This is 550. Just, figure wrong. Yeah. So we agreed on a purchase price of 550,000 on Eastern Avenue. With the stamp duty and other things, we expected the overall cost to be 600,000. So that's what we asked for the full investment for that. Within that 600,000, the main shareholder will have 25% contribution, so 150,000 they'll be contributing, and we needed a funding of 450,000. That's kind of the high level of that particular project which we initiated. In terms of the updates, where we are for it, so the conveyancing process, like the buying and selling of the property, that process is with the solicitors, is already in progress. We've had the survey done for the property. It was valued at 553,000, which is just over our agreed purchase price. We've already set up the company, Al Fadl 3 Limited, and the bank account has been kind of in the process of opening. I think in sometime this week we'll get that confirmation. We've requested for 450,000 of funding. Alhamdulillah, we had extremely positive response from our community, and out of the 450,000, over 400,000 has already been committed by our friends from the community. So there's a bit of like over 50, just around 50,000 left to invest. So if brothers would like to still invest in this Al Fadl 3 project, there's a bit of room in there left, which will come towards the end of the presentation. There's a web form which you can fill in. You can specify how much share you can contribute towards it, and we can take it from there. And obviously, when somebody puts in a number of shares, then they actually are getting a share within Al Fazl 3, so they'll get a share certificate. Everything will be properly documented. They get the legal paperwork in there. For this particular property, we've already agreed on the after the market surveys, we've agreed on the monthly rent of 2,100, and some just kind of some values around. If somebody invests 5,000 in it, then they'll be actually getting a return of 4.2% based on this agreed rental value. Obviously, every 2 years, as we discuss, the rent will be reviewed, as well as the value of the property as well. So this percentage, what you see, is just the rental income part of it. Obviously, if the property also increases by some certain percentage, and if somebody exits this particular investment after 2 years, 3 years, then they are also entitled to that portion of the capital as well. So that's for Al Fazl 3. The next project we also initiated last month was Al Fazl 4, which is a property in Nottingham. That property had the agreed sale purchase price of 230,000. We expected the overall cost for it to be 240,000, because obviously very less stamp duty and the legal fee, other stuff in there. For that particular property, the main shareholder, alhamdulillah, had quite a significant chunk available. So we only asked for 40,000 contribution for investment. So 200,000 they contributing themselves, and the value on top, which is 40,000, that's where the opportunity for investment lied. For that one, alhamdulillah, actually from the funding, I'll start with the funding because that's what I just mentioned just now. So alhamdulillah, the funding has been already secured. So when we asked last month for people to kind of show their interest, this was 40,000 was alhamdulillah, just target was met within a couple of days. So at the moment, we're not taking any more input for Al Fazl 4. In terms of general updates, we are in the process of conveyancing. The property survey was done yesterday. We expect the report to be available tomorrow to finalize the value of it, so we know that what's the capital value of it. And we are in the process of doing the rental valuation for it. We expect it to be within the range of 900 to 1,200 over there in that area, but a particular value will be agreed once we get the valuation done. Based on the lower end 900, we expect the monthly return, the annual return to be around 4.5% for that particular investment. That's kind of general update about Al Fadl 3 and Al Fadl 4. Going forward now, I'll start with our Al Fadl 5 project, just initiation of that, and then towards the end we'll inshallah take the questions. So Al Fadl 5 is this is kind of a slightly different kind of a project. I'm saying that because for all of Al Fadl 1 to Al Fadl 4, they've all been instances of a new property being purchased by one of the brothers. Whereas Al Fadl 5 is a case of somebody moving out of mortgage and would like to go into and kind of partnership with Al Fadl. So one brother, he's already, alhamdulillah, had the Islamic mortgage or Islamic kind of financing by Al Rayan Bank, and he would like to kind of come out of that and sometime within this year. Yeah, so I think their fixed term is finishing, and they approached us that, okay, can we involve Al Fadl for that? So just going through some of the processes. So it's a 3-bedroom property in Redbridge. It's a bungalow in Estate 7 Kings. We expect that the market value to be around 700,000. The brother purchased it back in 2017 for 595,000. We expect the current value to be 700,000. The brother, alhamdulillah, has already around 520,000. So the overall investment we expect for this one is 180,000. In terms of obviously we'll still purchase it via the company structure. So Al Fadl 5 will have that one which contribute the 180,000, and the rest of it will be by the brother. So it will be kind of still 75%, 25% split, where 75% owned by the brother, whereas 25% by Al Fadl 5. Just some rough values. The reason they are still a bit tentative is that the market value will have the survey done this week. And let me check when did we state whether I think 4th of it was it. Yeah, so 4th we'll have a risk valuation booked in for the 4th of September, which is day after tomorrow, this Thursday. And once the report comes, then we'll know exactly what market value to use for that. And based on it, the figures could be 1,000 here and there, or few thousand here and there. But we expect that roughly it will be 75%, 25% split, with investment required under 200,000. So we've mentioning over here 180,000. It could be up to 200,000. In all other aspects, the structure remains the same. Whatever percentage will be owned by Al Fadl 5, the brother will pay rental for that particular part of the portion or percentage of the property. We expect that that if the rental is around 2,500 per month, then we expect the return to be around 4.28% for that. But these values obviously will be confirmed once we actually get the valuations done by the market. These are just kind of expectations at the moment. So that's the kind of Al Fadl 5 project introduction. Obviously, the next steps about within the project will be that we've got this opportunity for investment for around just under 200,000 if brothers are interested. And then we've got the online form where I'll share that in the groups as well. I think probably previously the same thing, but we'll put the third option for the third project in there as well. We'll remove the Al Fadl 4, which has already been secured, like in terms of the funding. So we'll just have some left for Al Fadl 3 and then Al Fadl 5, inshallah. So if brothers are interested, they can register their interest. They can specify any amount what they can do. We've specified that the minimum is 5,000. But if brothers somebody wants to contribute less, obviously more, fine. But somebody wants to contribute less, we have instances where a couple of brothers kind of pulled together and did it. But obviously then approach us, either myself or one of the admin members, and we can go through the details with you, inshallah. And there's also a WhatsApp group, وابتغوا من فضل الله, for any potential shareholders, where we put in all the regular updates for these 3 projects as well as Al Fadl 1 and 2, which are well underway. So if brothers would like to kind of be part of the updates, then they can join the WhatsApp group as well, and we can put updates in there. Okay, alhamdulillah, that's about it now. Any questions? Then we'll just take any questions from the group. Let me see if there's anything. finish the recording and then we take inshallah any questions. Jazakallah khair.